learnt their lesson and they now know to steer well clear of this enclosure, both in and out of the feeding period.
Will be at the convalescent pool, and the convalescent pool is a large rectangular pool just at the bottom of the hill over, turning circle.
Same type of seal that you saw at our first talk and feed over at the convalescent pool. The difference is that Logsy, who's already up and out on the side over to my left, and Flipper, who's down in the water at that end, these two are our non-castrated adult males. As a result, they can't go in with our females because we don't promote breeding here at the sanctuary, so the boys have their own bachelor pads up this end of the pool complex. They were joined a couple of years ago by a third seal, that's Marlin. He's the pale one just over on the far side of the pool that you should just be able to see sticking up and out of the water.
Come down here now, you can see his face. Look. There he is. Say hello. Come down here now. He missed it, morning sausage. There we go.
Sorry, though. Sorry. You get it? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's it.
I know, but we're going to see you in your living room.
Marlin was rescued along the Cornish coastline because he was found entangled in a very nasty fishing net. We brought him into the hospital, cut the net away and treated his injuries. Unfortunately, Marlin wasn't feeding very well and we weren't sure why. After a couple of days, the team went into the enclosure one day when Marlin was having a great big coughing fit. He brought up a big ball of fishing line that had been stuck in his throat, and once he cleared that, he started feeding really, really well. That meant that he was putting on weight nice and fast, so we brought him down to the pools to start his rehabilitation. It was at that stage that we noticed that Marlin was bumping into all the sides. That was when we realised that Marlin unfortunately was born completely blind, and we knew that we wouldn't be able to release him back out and into the wild. So he's been living here with us ever since and will spend the rest of his days here with us. Now over with Emma, she's feeding Marlin in the middle of the pool, but right in front of her doing some target training at the moment, she has your Logs. Now Logsy's story is a little bit different to all the other seals we have here at the sanctuary because he wasn't rescued by us. Logs was actually rescued by a team in the northeast of England. Logs was rescued as a young pup, put through an entire rehabilitation programme, but then at the last minute they decided not to release him out and into the wild. Instead they decided to keep Logsy as a permanent resident. When he got to about 5 years of age, the team realised that he was becoming very aggressive and dominant, not only with them but also the other seals in the pool with him at the time. This isn't unusual. When they start to reach around 5 years of age, they do start to approach maturity, and they become that much more aggressive and dominant, especially for a non-castrated adult male. Now, the team at the time decided that this aggressive, dominant behaviour would enable Logs to compete with other seals in the wild, and so they made the decision to release him. Unfortunately, 5 years in captivity meant that Logs had lost all natural instincts on how to hunt for himself. As far as he was concerned, fish came out of those great big plastic buckets, and he was fed by people. So it was only about 2 months after they released logs into the wild that the RSPCA got a phone call on a nice hot sunny day. A gentleman from the public phoned up to say that there was a rather large adult male grey seal chasing some young children up and down the beaches. All he saw was lots and lots of buckets of fish being carried around, lots and lots of buckets being carried around by the children, and he assumed that these buckets would have fish inside. Unfortunately for logs, the buckets were empty, or if they had anything in them, it was usually a lot of sand. By that time, Logs had actually lost 2/3 of his body weight, so he was very, very ravenous, absolutely minute for the size that he should be, and not a very happy seal. We decided the best thing to happen would be for us to take Logs on, so we brought him here to the sanctuary, fattened him up, and as you can see, he now lives quite happy in the knowledge that his fish does come out of a plastic bucket, and he will be fed by a member of the team on a regular basis.